Hi, welcome back to another People I Meet. Okay, so some of my people have quite a few stories because they are just that interesting and they're not single serving people. So the friend who was whining about her asthma and how she wanted to trade places with anybody, yeah, have an hour in my life of MS and depression and anxiety and fibromyalgia and have an hour in my life, bitch. You couldn't even handle it. But whatever. Okay, here's another story about her. Okay, so this is when we were still friends. Okay, so the guy you met, Alex, just a little heads up. I love all of you, my male friends, my single male friends, but you're all a little bit socially awkward. Like, all of you, except Tony and Patrick. Tony has a girlfriend, so maybe I don't know if that counts as single. He claims. I've never met the woman. Just kidding, Tony. I know you do. And I don't know. Yeah. My male friends are all a little bit socially awkward. You know I love you. And Jeff, when Miss Sweatpants met you, she was like, why didn't you tell me that I was meeting the male version of you? And I was like, no, he's not the male version of me. He's a complete asshole. And she just kind of looked at me. I guess being born 4 hours apart in the same hospital makes us somewhat similar. But you're also socially awkward, so I'm socially awkward. So even some of my married male friends are socially awkward. And obviously some of my female ones, because this one was Miss, what should we call her? We'll call her Miss Asthma. Okay, so when we were still friends, Alex mentioned that he had worked at Pizza Hut and was thinking about trying to become a manager at, say, Dominoes, because you don't make tons of money as a sub. I know that. I had to sub and waitress at the same time. And she freaked out on him. She was like, don't ever work at Domino's. My dad was murdered there. I was like, oh my gosh, wow, that's horrible. I knew your dad died when you were a kid. I didn't know he was murdered. Apparently it was like a holdup. And then she was like, and then the corporation guy, whatever it's called, because we all know my brain doesn't work anymore, sent my mother a letter saying that he was a horrible employee and a waste of space. Okay, A, they're franchised, okay, so there's not a corporation. B, I find it really hard to believe that if someone is killed on the job or dies at all, that the widow would receive a horrible letter. That's not very likely. And then, thank you. And then it's even less likely because then apparently Princess Diana had heard about this. This is before the internet, and apparently Princess Di kept up on the Dominoes articles of the day or something. She'd heard about this and sent her mother a really heartfelt letter that was, you know, I'm so sorry that the corporate CEO sent you that letter and that's horrible. And this whole thing, I'm like, okay, I believe that your father was killed at work and that's horrible. I'm so sorry. I knew that he died when you were young. That's horrible. But everything beyond that, I'm not really sure that any of that happened. And she freaked out at Alex for even thinking about wanting to work at Domino's. Wow, so she's an interesting character. So that is one of the people I've met. Bye!